Hey, what's going on guys? JoltsDude139 here, and today I am doing a Son of Crawmerax DLC speedrun with my Salvador rocket jumping and whatnot. Sorry it took so long for this to get out. I mean, I kind of just forgot about it a little bit, I would say, and figured I would come back and do it finally. So, but before we get started here, I do want to mention that I did equip my custom texture I made for my bada booms, in case you're going to wonder about that. So, I did make the texture myself, so I'm pretty happy with it, and I figured, you know what, I might as well just use it in future videos because it looks pretty cool and I never really show it off. So but anyways, this DLC I was going to do co-op with Pyro, but it kind of got pushed aside, and honestly I like to do speedrun solo. It's just a lot funner for me, and it's just this DLC has a lot of text and waiting and stuff like that, so it's not really like fun, I guess, to co-op speedrun. So I'm okay with it, so I figured I'd just solo speedrun. So I did complete this DLC in 11 minutes and 50 seconds, and you're probably wondering why there's no sound in the background for the gameplay, and I had a problem. I was using Shadowplay, and for some reason it didn't record sound. Well, it did record the first little bit of sound, and then suddenly it stopped, and then the sound was like really far off from the original sound and the gameplay, and it was really weird. So I just decided to delete it so it wouldn't be all weird like that. So but yeah, anyways, I'm using my rocket jumping gunzerker here. You might have seen a few times at the beginning. I am using the double shot trick a lot, and it's something to get used to. I'm not completely used to it yet, but it's really nice, especially with the legendary berserker comm. You can move very fast, and then with the double shot trick you can also shoot off 4 rockets and get a nice long jump. That saves me grenades instead of doing some grenade long jumps, but I do a couple of them in this DLC. So there's no like really big super skips for this DLC. It's just kind of just go here, go there, grab this, grab that. And you might notice here, like, I'm not really gunzerking or anything. There's no need for it because there's just text going on. You have to wait for it, so there's no point in actually proceeding forward here because you still have to wait for the text to get done. So, and another problem with this DLC is I don't know why they did this, but you can't save and quit to skip text. I tried it a few times and it just repeats the mission again, and you have to do a lot of stuff over again. I don't know why they did that. It's different from a lot of the other DLCs because I use saving and quitting a lot, usually when I do speedruns. So, but here's one of the first RNG moments for this speedrun. I have to get a pod injected. That pod there, it was podding up a little early before the text was done, so I couldn't inject it, but luckily the pod to the right of it, I could inject it because it just started podding up. So, and yeah, basically I just have to follow this guy around and just move along slowly here. There's no way around it. But overall, this is it's a decent speedrun. I mean, it's not like perfect. I mean, I did lose a few seconds over small stuff, but for the most part, I think it was a pretty good speedrun. So, and here I have to proceed forward. Here's one of the kind of better ways of saving time here. I can proceed forward and kill these rockets ahead of time before they tell us to take them out or whatever. So it does save a bit of time to actually do that. So and you do have to kill all these guys, otherwise you won't throw up and die over here. So you'll notice that in a second. Go ahead and run over here and trigger it, and then we're going to go ahead and run back over to this direction, and of course wait for more dialogue because that's what this DLC is all about. So what else? I was going to do this commentary live as I played, but I was afraid I was gonna fail it a lot of times and then just waste all my breath and just do all this commentary for nothing. But luckily I actually got this run in my 3rd try after I found the route, so it didn't take too long, so I'm kind of happy about that. Other than that, there's really nothing special about this speedrun, really. There's no crazy skips or anything, like I said. There's an example there of the double shot. It kind of helps me proceed forward a bit, and since the bar kid's way back there, I can go ahead and proceed up here and kill the guys, and I do have to kill these guys, otherwise the bar kid won't proceed forward. So we'll go ahead and do that, and as you can see there, he's moving again, and of course I have to wait for him because that's what this DLC is all about. As for Crawmerax, I am going to use a different method on him. I do have a couple conference calls, so I'm going to use that on him with the B and the money shot, of course, and you'll be able to take him out in one clip. The only bad part is in his first animation you can't damage him until he comes out of the ground for a second, so I had to wait for that. So, and also keep in mind this isn't the raid version of Crawmerax, so he's able to be damaged and you know, not go into his invincibility phases and stuff. So And right here, I'm just kind of working on trying to keep my Gunzerk alive, but honestly, it's about to run out. It's no big deal. I have to wait for dialogue here anyways and follow the bar kid, so it's really not a big deal. Now, this is an iffy spot. He has to crawl in the pipe. I walk around to try to trigger, and he just doesn't want to go in the pipe. So I did lose a few seconds there. Right here, I try to get off one nice long jump before my Gunzerk ends, and that worked out okay. And it doesn't really matter here, again, because you have to wait for dialogue. I do have to go up here and go up to the water wheel. And you're still going to have to wait for dialogue anyway, so there's no point in actually getting there super fast. So one thing I try to do in speedruns to keep it entertaining is do just like cool jumps and stuff like you saw at the beginning when I jumped over the gate. Just to keep it a little more entertaining than just standing there and waiting. It's just kind of boring, so you might as well try to show off some tricks and stuff like that while you're waiting. So, and as you see there, Earl's going to throw me a beer bottle. I'm going to go ahead and eat it because he told me to. And yeah, so wait for some more dialogue here. And then we're going to go over to the beach and go ahead and take out the guys he wants us to, so. Alright. And I'll go ahead and do a backwards long jump for a nice long jump here to get to the beach. But it's not really needed because I could have just walked over there. It's just to show off, like I said, so. Other stuff in the speedrun. There is a lot of soft locks in the speedrun. If you proceed forward faster than the game allows you to, then the game will soft lock and you can't proceed forward and you'll have to restart, or you can save and quit and redo it, or you can just restart the speedrun, which is what I would prefer because I wouldn't want to lose time over that. So because there's a few spots in this DLC where that does happen, such as proceeding to Crawmerax before you can actually trigger that in the mission. So I go ahead and take out all these guys here, spam some North Fleets because that's obviously going to be our fastest method. And alright, these guys refuse to take some good damage, so, but that's no big deal. And we'll go ahead and just do a long jump, even though we have to wait for dialogue anyways, but why not? Actually, this is one of the few spots where you actually don't have to wait for dialogue. So right here is kind of, I'm losing a bit of time because I didn't get a nice long jump. But like I said, my goal was sub 12 minutes, so I was happy about that, so. And here's one spot I suck at. I can't hit switches very fast. I'm sitting there trying to hit the buttons and switches, and I can't seem to get my pointer on them, so whoops. Alright, we'll go ahead and just do a long jump here. We're gonna go ahead wow, voice crack. We're gonna go ahead and go down this elevator here and meet up with the bar kid, so there he is, and of course we have to follow him. Big fish. I would like to go up the left ledge here, but you actually have to go ahead and kill the enemies on the right side here in order to proceed, so, which is kind of a bummer, but it's what it is. Go ahead and kill them off, and that'll allow the bar kid to open the door, or the guys behind it. And we'll go ahead and kill them off. Not very difficult. Overall, I didn't feel this DLC was a fun one to speedrun, but I wanted to do it because I have speedrun all the other DLCs already, so I figured I would just finish this one off because it is the last DLC. So right here, I did lose a little bit of time because I was supposed to stay with him, and that's no big deal. So I don't think it's very possible to get under 11 minutes, anyways. So. And I've tried to do a rocket jump with a grenade jump up the elevator. You do have to click the button. There's no way around it, which is kind of a bummer. That would have been a nice little time save. So, and I would jump over this door for fun, but it has a big barrier, so I couldn't do that. But I do jump over the other door to Crawmerax's lair, which I'll show you in a bit. So, and at this point, I'm just gonna go ahead and try to keep my Gunzerk alive until I clear this area. So we have to kill enemies. I did have a legendary Gunzerker class mod, but I never used it because obviously you have to go in your inventory. That kind of wastes time, and honestly I didn't feel like it was really needed. You might have noticed there I kind of paused before heading to the bridge. If you go to the bridge too soon, the game will soft lock, so that's why I didn't do that. I was pretty happy with this part. I actually burned through it pretty fast, so that was pretty nice. And right here, we can't eject the pod yet, so we have to wait for dialogue, of course. Alright, come on now, shut up Lilith. Alright, not that you can hear her anyways, because the audio's cut out, because it glitched out, which kind of sucks. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and jump over this door just for the heck of it. you know, it is kind of useful because I can buy ammo and whatnot. Not that I really need ammo, but it's just something cool to do. As you can see there, the legendary blue ammo crate. Oh yeah. It's just a visual glitch. And we'll go ahead and buy some ammo. I was hoping here I could actually use the machines to skip dialogue. You can do it in the main game sometimes, but in this DLC it didn't work, so I was kind of bummed out about that, which is no big deal. I'm already maxed out on ammo, but what else can you do? Sit here and wait for the bar kid. If I were to proceed forward to the door to Crawmerax, it wouldn't open, it would soft lock, and I couldn't actually enter into the den, so I have to wait here. Let's go ahead and stand in front of the door. That'll allow him to open it, and I can go ahead and proceed. It was kind of nice to jump over the door too, because I can ignore all the other enemies, which is kind of nice. So I didn't want to waste my guns right here, because I needed for Crawmerax to kill him with the comp and skulls, so I didn't want to actually waste that. I'm going to go ahead and jump over in this corner so I can get around the door a little bit faster. So, and we're pretty much at the end of the DLC. Go ahead and get down here. We can't pull that yet, so let's go ahead and equip the stuff. There we go. And we're ready. And this boss is no problem when they're not the raid version, so it was a pretty easy fight. I was able to take him out in one clip, which is pretty overkill for what I used. I mean, I really didn't need all that damage, but like I said, it's a speedrun, so gotta go the fastest. Alright, and as you can see here, we're going to go ahead and melt Crawmerax. You can't damage him there, which is kind of a bummer, but right here, we're just going to completely annihilate him. And he's dead. And he wasn't even slagged either, so he's not very tough of a boss, so this guy, we'll go ahead and take him out. And yeah, that's pretty much the speedrun. It wasn't the funnest, but you know, you guys wanted it, and I didn't want to delay it any longer, so yeah, if you guys enjoyed the speedrun, please be sure to hit the like button. That would really help me out a lot. You guys have been really generous with your likes lately. I really appreciate it. And yeah, this is JoltsDude139. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. I already told you. Duh. And I will catch you guys later. Peace out.